VPFlowScope M also offers Wi-Fi functionality. Now, the Wi-Fi functionality is very handy for two things: accessing the internal web server for configuration settings and real-time readout of your data. And the second thing is communication via Modbus over TCP. Now, in this chapter, we will go over the two modes of Wi-Fi and how to set these. We will check how to get feedback on your Wi-Fi status, and we will also go over adjusting the settings manually via the flow meter, via VP Studio software, or through the internal web server. Now we will look into the two modes of Wi-Fi available for FlowScope M. The first one is called Access Point mode. In Access Point mode, the FlowScope M will create its own Wi-Fi network. You can connect up to 5 mobile devices to this network. It is very handy to use the Access Point mode. For example, if I would like to do a quick check on my single flow meter in my plant and just approach the internal web server for a quick real-time readout or a configuration setting. The FlowScope M will provide a network with a typical name. This is VPM plus the serial number of your transmitter, as you can see right here. Please note that the Wi-Fi network requires a password. This is default. Also note that the transmitter is configured to use DHCP, meaning that the transmitter will automatically assign an IP address to any connected mobile device. So this is easy. You don't have to worry about IP settings. The other Wi-Fi mode is called Client mode. This works slightly different than the Access Point mode. In Client mode, you would like to integrate your flow meter into an existing network. Now, a typical example is when you use an existing monitoring system and you communicate via Modbus over TCP. To connect to this network, you have to scan for it. There are two ways to do that. One with VP Studio and two with the internal web server. The network might be secured with a password, so make sure that someone of the local IT department is available and will provide you with that password. The client mode is configured to use DHCP or static IP. Static IP means that you will enter an IP address which has to be within the same range of that Wi-Fi network. The FlowScope M will provide you feedback on your Wi-Fi status. This is done either directly on the display, visible as a Wi-Fi icon, or via the transmitter menu. Let's look closer at the Wi-Fi icon on the display. If there is no icon on the display, you might not have purchased a transmitter with Wi-Fi option in the first place, or the Wi-Fi is switched off. If the status icon is blinking black, the transmitter is trying to find a network. If the icon is continuously black, the transmitter has connected to a network. And if the icon is continuously red, the transmitter failed to connect to a network. One tip: if your status icon is red, please go to the Wi-Fi status menu, which we will show you later on. This will give you a first indication of what error occurred. If you're not sure about your Wi-Fi status icon, we have also incorporated a feedback via the menu in the transmitter. And you can find that in the menu of the transmitter. Just go to Settings, go to Wi-Fi, and go to Wi-Fi status. This indicates the settings of the Wi-Fi option in this transmitter. The Wi-Fi status menu shows you the mode that you have set, in this case the access point mode. It also shows you the serial number of the transmitter, which is also the name of the Wi-Fi network the transmitter is providing you. The IP address is also shown. In access point mode, this is fixed. There's also an error status showing you the last errors, if any occurred, and you can see all other status messages in the table here below. Let's look at the other Wi-Fi menu options. Wi-Fi on/off. You can turn Wi-Fi on or off. In this case it's on, so do we want to turn it off? We confirm by pressing enter. And one extra question is asked, are you sure? By pressing enter you confirm. And my settings are saved. I have now switched Wi-Fi off. The next menu is the Wi-Fi IP settings. If I press enter, at this moment the Wi-Fi is in access point mode, so I cannot actually change my IP settings. These are fixed. If the Wi-Fi is in client mode, then I'm able to change the IP settings in this menu. The transmitter offers two Wi-Fi modes. One is the access point mode and the other one is the client mode. If I want to change my mode, I go to switch Wi-Fi mode, I press enter, and in this case I want to change from access point mode to client mode by confirming this question. We are now going to change the Wi-Fi settings through the internal web server. To do that we go to Network. We actually see the Ethernet settings and also the Wi-Fi status. Please note this is just a status, it's not the way to change your settings. This is done in the Wi-Fi settings menu over here. I can now actually change my Wi-Fi mode from access point to client mode. But we strongly advise you to do this with a cable connection and VP Studio.